The sun comes up, the light turns on, and the natural world erupts into a new day. Animals wake in burrows, colonies, and branches to sing the sun's praises and launch into their daily chores. It's the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. And Asia's creatures spend their bonus minutes of daylight to survive another day, searching for food, fighting for dominance, and raising their families. All the daily dramas of their lives unfold in the hours from dawn to dusk. "4:30 a.m. And across Asia, the night shift winds down. In southern China, a night stalker searches for a pre-dawn snack. The slow loris. A primate built for life in the treetops. The slow loris lives up to his name, seldom traveling more than 30 meters a night. Like most of his kind, he browses with his mate. Most nights, tree resin and nectar are the main course. But just before daybreak, they get a whiff of something special. With extra sensitive night vision, the male spots what he's after. A protein-packed cricket. Slow motion proves the slow loris can be fast when it counts. His partner also finds a munchie. Bellies full and bedtime looming. The lorises tuck themselves in, giving the forest over to the day shift. To the south in Thailand, more night owls drag in. Lyle's flying foxes. Misnamed members of the bat family. Unlike most bats, they lack the gift of echolocation. Instead, they navigate by sight and smell. For a bat that can't see in total darkness, a bat cave is out of the question. Up to 8,000 pack into a single colony. For a bat as big as a guinea pig, it's tight quarters. Scant elbow room leads to sharp elbows. Peace at last. Ahead, 13 rare hours of daylight and quiet. Reveille in the rainforest. Rise and shine. A male gibbon starts his day with a solo performance. He even has a built-in amp, a sound-amplifying throat sac that carries his tune up to 1 kilometer away. It's a wake-up call for his duet partner, who immediately sings back. Roughly translated, the lyrics go, "I'm hers, she's mine, this is ours." Not original, but effective. Like others on the day shift, they wake up with an empty belly. But for gibbons, getting from bedroom to breakfast table is a cakewalk. It's all in the wrist action. A unique ball and socket joint increases flexibility, absorbs shock, and saves energy. The result? A morning commute that can top 50 kilometers an hour. When he can't swing, he flies. At the end of the road, fruit. Breakfast of champions. On the longest day of the year, Laos has 2 more hours of daylight, while China has nearly 4. One creature can really use the extra time. To the north, in the mountainous forests of China's Yunnan province, another tree dweller awakes. Without the gibbon's alarm clock. The quiet and solitary red panda. He lives on junk food. Bamboo leaves so poor in nutrients, he eats for half the day to get enough. To make matters worse, his habitat is shrinking. He's a walking conundrum, programmed by nature to fend off rival males, even though rivals these days are rare. As he forages, he automatically builds a great wall of scent from glands on his feet. And for good measure, a musky gland at his tail. Against the odds, an intruder has defied his warnings. It's no rival. It's a female. A chance to boost the population. But their timing is off. Mating season isn't for another 6 months. For now, he savors the extra hours to stuff himself. In Vietnam, it's breakfast time too for this troop of long-tailed macaques. The mangrove swamp is a floating buffet of nuts, seeds, and insects. Most monkeys won't even put a toe in the water. But long-tailed macaques aren't most monkeys. They're one of the few primates that live the life aquatic. They store their catch in large cheek pouches, freeing their hands for swimming. When there's not enough food on the surface, there's a banquet of sunken seeds and small crustaceans waiting on the bottom. He can hold his breath more than 30 seconds. A fact that surprises even a macaque. Like the macaques, Asia's largest land animals live amid plenty. But like the red pandas, the elephant's diet is low in nutrients. To compensate, they'll spend their 13 hours of daylight and more eating. Every day, they inhale more than 150 kilos of grass and leaves. Around 10% of their body weight. None of this gorging would be possible without a trunk with 100,000 muscles. Mastering all of them will take a couple of years. The whole herd guards the calves as they learn to eat without being eaten. A tiger that won't dare take on an adult will pounce on a calf. And as they graze, they're all eyes and ears. False alarm. Of course, the youngsters investigate the fuss. And Mum overreacts. Which just proves that helicopter parents come in all sizes. In Vietnam, other parents enlist helpers to raise their young. During the breeding season, the purple swamp hen lives in small groups. And like the elephants, everyone shares the responsibility for raising the chicks, including last year's young. This big brother isn't ready to mate yet, so he's enrolled in parenting school. Babysitting his younger siblings gives him a chance to gain some experience under supervision. The extra help means that the parents can have 2 broods a season. But even with childcare, there's no time to relax. Osprey patrol these wetlands. With few places to hide and poor flying skills, the swamp hen's main defense is psychological. While they feed, they continually flash their white rumps. A trick which lets the predator know it's been spotted. There's no need for the chicks to worry, at least not until they hear the danger call. That means the threat is very real. With the element of surprise lost, the osprey abandons the hunt. And for now, the family is safe. The flying foxes have stopped squabbling. They're fast asleep in the midday swelter. Except, of course, the mums. Their work is never done. Her pup is just a few weeks old. Too young to hang from a branch yet. It won't be ready for solid food for 4 months, so today it nurses on milk. Then comes its daily bath, a ritual that locks its scent into Mum's memory. In a couple of weeks, her little one will have grown too large to carry. She'll have to leave it behind while she forages. In a colony of thousands, bonding will help her find her pup when she returns to the roost. Till then, she does everything with baby on board. Over 4,000 meters above sea level, on the Tibetan plateau, today marks a milestone for another infant. For this baby Tibetan bear, the only food it knows is mother's milk. In several months, that source will run dry. On the longest day of the year, the cub is about to learn to hunt. This is prey, but the wrong prey. This rare subspecies of the brown bear prefers a bite-sized meal. Meet the pika, Mum's favorite snack. These tasty morsels make up more than half her diet. So, when a pika sees her coming, it goes to ground. Mum shows how it's done. And the cub digs right in. With some beginner's luck, the plucky little bear scores his first catch. In the subtropical forests of southern China, other youngsters are too young to hunt. Rare clouded leopard cubs. 6 months old and hungry. Normally, they'd be digesting and napping now. Instead, they wait for Mum to return from a night of hunting. Maybe with a slow loris. So what do kids do while the cat's away? Of all big cats, clouded leopards are among the best climbers. With skills like this, they're almost ready to catch their own loris. Or maybe not. Hard work on an empty stomach. In Laos, another parent never forages at all. A prisoner in a tower. A prison she built herself. To guard her eggs from predators, she sealed the entrance to her nest with fruit pulp, mud, and feces, leaving a gap just big enough for her beak. Who is this mysterious mother? The great Hornbill. While the father still flies free, the female depends entirely on him to bring her food for more than 2 months until their chicks fledge and her captivity ends. If he dies in the line of duty, his imprisoned family will starve to death. Today, he'll make 5 round trips. A father as devoted as the mother. Back in the mangroves of Vietnam, time and tide wait for no one. But one creature waits for both. Since 7:30 this morning, the waters have been receding. The creature you'd least expect to welcome dry land is a fish. The blue-spotted mudskipper's day revolves around the tides. She walks on limb-like pectoral fins while she forages. And low tide lays out a feast. A smorgasbord of microscopic slime. She has gills like other fish, and something they don't. She can suck oxygen from a mouthful of air. She can even breathe through her skin, so long as she keeps it wet. Even a mudskipper can go too far, intruding on a larger female's turf. The fight is on. All bets are on the big one. Better to eat than fight. For this fish out of water, time and tide march on. Noon in Thailand. The mercury climbs to 40 degrees Celsius. Lyle's flying foxes swelter. Too much sun, too little shade. Worst of all, they can't sweat. Fortunately, nature has given these bats their own built-in air conditioning. Their wings are packed with blood vessels. Flapping cools the blood as it circulates, like water through a car's radiator. The more they flap, the cooler they get. The only catch is they can't flap and sleep at the same time. Some manage to have it both ways, dispelling heat without all the effort. Keeping cool poses a bigger challenge for the elephants. Huge bodies and few sweat glands is a formula for overheating. They take a cue from the flying foxes. Each minute, an elephant can pump up to 12 liters of blood through each ear. Flapping their giant ears dumps heat and lowers their body temperature a few degrees. Dirt is nature's sunscreen, but it doesn't provide much cooling. A noon shower is even better. But it only whets their appetite for the full plunge. Elephants are distant cousins of aquatic manatees and dugongs. Perhaps that's why a 2-ton giant is so buoyant. Even the youngest take to water like they were born to it. In the deep end of the pool, a baby deploys a built-in snorkel. What youngster takes a bath without making a splash? Okay, everyone out of the pool. Just 5 more minutes. While Thailand roasts, it's only 16 degrees on the roof of the world, Tibet. Yet these Tibetan macaques feel the heat as intensely as lowland creatures. They're dressed for the harsh alpine winter in a thick fur coat. In the height of summer, it's stifling. Who doesn't like a cool drink on a hot day? But why stop there? While others lie low at midday, a night owl prowls. Time loses meaning deep in a cave in Laos. Darkness reigns 24/7. Perfect conditions for a night stalker. The giant huntsman. One of the world's largest spiders. She's the size of a dinner plate, and right now, her plate is empty. She doesn't bother spinning webs. As her name would suggest, she's a hunter. She can't see very well in the dark, but her spidey senses tingle. Her limbs detect the tiniest vibrations. A shot of venom, and she can dine at her leisure. Nearby lurks an intruder. A rank opportunist from the outside world. This three-horned, scaled pit viper should be in bed. He's neither a cave dweller nor a day hunter. He's just hungry. In the darkness, he's virtually blind. But he's equipped with infrared cameras, heat-seeking sensors that detect the bats. Warm-blooded and out of reach. He needs something a little closer to the ground. The viper can also smell its prey. And it's caught a scent deeper in the cave. The frog is cold-blooded, invisible to thermal sensors. But the pit viper can smell it somewhere. It's just a matter of who makes the first move. A narrow escape. High on the Tibetan plateau, another predator seeks a late lunch. A male Tibetan fox heads off to find fresh meat, while his mate guards their den. They take turns hunting till their young can be left home alone. The plateau's favorite snack, a pika. The pika keeps a vigilant watch for predators. So the fox must be stealthy. If he's spotted, the pika will go to ground. No fresh meat today. After digesting their feast, the long-tailed macaques take some time out to relax. And perform a daily ritual, ridding each other of biting bugs. Grooming is more than hygiene. It's politics. Part of a pecking order that governs everything from eating to mating. Strict hierarchy dictates which females groom which, and for how long. On the left is a low-ranking handmaid. Faithful service today may curry favor within her troop tomorrow. No one is immune from palace intrigue. These young princes don't know their play is a matter of life and death. When they become adults, the alpha of the troop will drive them out. The bonds they forge now may save them one day. When that day comes, they'll need allies in exile. In Thailand, the moment of truth has already arrived for the world's tallest flying bird. The nearly 2-meter-tall Eastern Sarus crane. Once they mate, it's till death do they part. For this suitor, today is make or break. A stunning female catches his eye. His whole future hangs on a show-stopping performance. First, he waits for an invitation to dance. She accepts. And it's showtime. She doesn't seem impressed. He's going to have to pull out his best moves. So, what's her verdict? Clear enough. Eastern Sarus cranes are so faithful. In India, they're a symbol of fidelity. Partners for life. Down the coast from the Mudskipper, another critter races the incoming tide. Strange spheres cover the shore. The sand bubbler crab has had a busy day. These balls are leftovers of its microscopic meals. Using its claws like spoons, it feasts on myofauna, tiny creatures that live in the sand. As it dines, it cleans the beach by filtering the sand particles. Forming balls of remains prevents cleaning the same sand twice. Like the Mudskipper, this tiny crustacean frantically forages before the tide covers the beach. It works methodically outward from its burrow. Unfortunately, so does its neighbor. Precious minutes lost in a fight no one wins, as sand runs through the hourglass. After stuffing their faces this morning, the long-tailed macaques go back for seconds. Dynastic life means constant tests of the pecking order over food. The upside of communal life. Someone's always looking out for trouble. It's dinner time for a 2-meter-long water monitor. Even with the predator gone, no one seems keen to get back in the water. The picnic is ruined. Like macaques, elephants have a pecking order. It doesn't mean much to these two yet. But nearby, a pair of adolescent males are about to put it to the test. A raised trunk is a formal challenge. Challenge accepted. It's just sparring, testing their strength and honing their skill. One day they'll have to fight to woo a female. Females breed only every 4 to 5 years. Today, this bull follows a rare siren song, the low-frequency call of a female in heat. Humans can barely hear it, but other males likely have. He may have to fight for a rare privilege, the right to mate. He follows the call for more than 3 kilometers. Not exactly speed dating. It's his lucky day. She's alone. With zero competition, courtship is a brief affair. After a short pursuit, she makes a choice that will impact the next 7 years of her life. Dusk is still 2 hours away in Laos, but the Gibbons have already called it a day. No one complains about going to bed early. In fact, bedtime may be a survival tactic. By retiring before nocturnal predators wake up, gibbons lower the risk of being detected and followed to their nighttime perch, 30 meters up. As the day wanes, prime time for fishing arrives. The pied kingfisher is the emperor of anglers. Most kingfishers dive from a perch, but not the pied kingfisher. This female puts physics into practice. She beats her wings horizontally, not vertically, to achieve lift without thrust. her mate lines up his own target. Hovering is a gift usually reserved for the smallest of birds. The pied kingfisher is the largest bird that can hover, even though its wings beat almost 10 times slower than a hummingbird's. He has a built-in bomb sight, high-res vision to lock onto prey underwater, and judge the depth of his dive. Bullseye. They succeed up to half the time. Today, they're batting 1,000. After patiently waiting for the longest day of the year to set, the night shift gets ready to shine. Just like us, bats have an internal clock, a circadian rhythm. Just before sunset, their alarm goes off. Families groom and bond, waiting for the magic hour. Thousands of pilots, and a marvel of air traffic control. They zoom at 100 kilometers an hour in close proximity. The secret to such tight formation is echolocation. This built-in sonar helps them locate and track their neighbors' positions. Tiny muscles in their wings perform micro-maneuvers and stave off mid-air collisions. From there, it's just follow the leader. Dusk is when their insect prey is most active. But bats aren't the only hunters on the wing. A hawk. Raptors prefer to target a lone bat on the edge of the swarm. It succeeds more often when attacking the crowd. But it can't just zoom into the formation of bats. That would risk a collision and possibly injury. Tonight's air raid fails. But better to fly another day than return with clipped wings. The massed squadrons will have good hunting. As the shortest night of the year settles over Asia.
Hey Love Nature fans, be sure to like and subscribe to catch all our wild animal stories. Get closer to nature right here on YouTube.